Here.
Moore.
Here.
Kearns.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Wiltshire.
Here.
Next is to approve the agenda as presented and to add on to the agenda to set up a safety committee, which once the committee has met for a year, it could give us a reduction in workman's comp, so that'll be added to the agenda.
What kind of committee was that? I can't hear you.
We're gonna add to the agenda a policy, well, not a policy, to set up a committee to review our workman's comp on a monthly basis. Once we've had that done for a year, then we can get a reduction on our workman's comp. And that'll be added under new business. I need a motion.
I'll make that motion. I second
Roll call.
Moore.
Yes.
Foster.
it. Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Wiltshire.
Yes.
Next is correspondence, and the only thing I have, I don't have anything unless you fellows have anything for correspondence. Next will be public comment. Before we move into public comment, I'll make a comment myself as a resident and a board member that there have been a lot of controversy about the recreation board. It is not my intention in any way, shape, or form to stop the events that we've been having for the kids. I'm looking for a committee of volunteers and someone to be the coordinator to deal between the township and that group of people. Some of my reasons for wanting to eliminate the rec board under the bylaws and their, the ordinance. We're supposed to have a budget every November. We've never had one. There is supposed to be an audit of all spending. We've never had one. We're supposed to be making an effort to promote our parks. We only seem to be focusing on these events. We're supposed to be making recommendations for improvements to the parks. Last of all, they're supposed to be applying for grants for these parks, all of which we've been doing as supervisors. So we see no need for the rec board. I do see a need for a volunteer committee to handle these events for the public. With that, we'll move into public comments. And on that, we will have the public come up to the podium and speak, and we will maintain order throughout.
I'll make a public comment.
I'll hear it.
You guys ready? My name's Jared Ritnar, 69 Junction A, Somerset Township resident, Somerset Township taxpayer. I am strongly opposed to the dissolving of the Recreation Board. Right now, the board is all non-paid, all volunteer board who donate their time and effort in service to the community. The Recreation Board provides important opportunities for Somerset Township residents to come together as a community. I ask you supervisors, has a complaint ever been filed in the history of the rec board? Can you provide an example of what and how it was handled? Have you ever had an executive session with either of the current rec board members to discuss any problems or complaints you have had with the current board? Take that as a no. Now I will tell you what I've witnessed. I've witnessed many successful community events held here. I've watched Kathy give a small report every meeting detailing past events and attendance at these events. Not once have I ever heard or seen any of you thank her or the volunteers. You guys don't even have the decency to put her report as a line item on the agenda. But still, she continues to do it. Why? Because she cares about the families in this community. She has no agenda or ulterior motives. She is here out of love, and she is willing to deal with this board's lack of respect and every additional hurdle we put in front of her. Now, I don't want to hear excuses like, this is how North Strabane does it, this is how South, East, West Strabane does it. We are an entirely different constituents with entirely different needs. Look behind you. That sign says Somerset Township. Is anybody gonna look? I'll look in front of you. We are Somerset Township. We already have a park that's not safe to use because of the constant gunfire next to it. Now you don't want the community to gather at the community building? Don't take any more away from us. Help us grow and connect, just like Kathy and Mercedes have been trying to do. The rec board needs 7 members to fulfill its duties, to come up with a budget. Don't dissolve this board. Instead, appoint tonight the people recommended by the current rec board members as the ordinance requires. Paula, Scott, Bob, Stephanie, and myself. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Renee Adams, 34 Ingram Road. I don't believe anybody said this community cannot hold an Easter egg hunt, a trunk or treat, or a country
Address that.
Christmas.
Address the board.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I believe, I understand the process that you have to go through. You never said nobody can hold a community event at this building. And I'm sure you waived the fee for them to hold it. Yins have a community organization that you could get together, put on your website, ask the community to donate. It's very easy. You want to hold an Easter egg hunt? I'll buy you your first 2 bags of eggs, your
Don't
first 2
address
bags
her.
of candy. I'm here for only one reason. I have a complaint because we didn't hold a dinner for our volunteer fire departments, our EMS, or our police who cover our area, because somebody complained about their tax dollars being spent on that luncheon. I come up with a solution, as easily as you could, to remedy the fact that you don't have your rec board name behind your title. I'm gonna give you $1,700 tonight for that luncheon. Problem solved. The dinner will happen. Who do I give it to? You can count it, I just want a receipt for it. It's not that hard to come up with a solution for a problem that you think or you feel that you have. This board has never said anything negative about the rec board. I appreciate everything that you have done for this community. Jens put on a beautiful event for Emily and her family. The only problem that I have with that was a little hypocritical when those same people sat in this audience and watched somebody come up here and use that child's name in vain to bully the supervisors without saying a word. That was uncalled for. Address that.
Anyone else?
Scott Slagle, 53 Rainy Road, E4. I have copies of it so that I'm not taken out of context here. My name is Scott Slagle. My wife and I recently submitted our applications to serve on the Township Recreation Board, and thank you for the opportunity for me to speak here this evening. When I applied, my goal was simple: to volunteer my time, my skills, my experience to support recreation programs that benefit the children and family in the community. Since submitting this application, a motion has been made to dissolve the rec board and potentially move in a different direction, which includes a structure that may involve compensation. I would respectfully ask the board to carefully consider the impact of that decision. The Recreation Board has historically been made of volunteers who give their time because they care about the community. This is evident in the largely successful events in recent years. I personally volunteered with other volunteers at the recent community Christmas event, which was largely successful. If the township funds are available, Many residents, including myself, would prefer to leave the recreation board as is. If vote new members on, allocate those funds to be directed towards activities, equipment, and opportunities for the children and families, or even, if that's not allowed, towards a modest tax relief for the residents of the township, rather than towards an additional administrative compensation. Volunteer programs represent the spirit of the community. They bring neighbors together to create opportunities for our children, and that is something worth preserving. I would also like to address allegations that have been circulated regarding the recent fundraiser that members of the Recreation Board and volunteers on our own, outside of the township, and the absurd claims of missing money. To be clear, I want to acknowledge that these allegations were not made by the township supervisors yourselves. However, it is my understanding that this involves individuals close to a member of the board and have made or repeated these false claims. These allegations are extremely serious and deeply troubling. Detailed records of the fundraiser have been maintained and have been shared with the family. Transparency has existed throughout the entire process, and because of that, I consider these false accusations to be extremely slanderous and harmful to the good names of those who are responsible to support that family. I take my integrity very seriously, and I respectfully ask that those who are responsible for making these false claims acknowledge that they were doing so without the facts and issue a public apology for the slanderous statements that have been made. My hope is that we can move forward with honesty, transparency, and a shared commitment to serve the community and supporting the children of our township. Thank you for your time. Would you like a copy of this? Anybody? I made several.
Paul, do you have the ability to reread my public statement, my public comment that I made on February 11th? I believe my public comment was misunderstood. It is on video, exactly what I said. Julie transcribed it as I said it, for the most part, and I would like that reread tonight, please.
I don't have a copy of it.
I do. May I read it? Kathy Kennedy, she spoke on the success of the spaghetti dinner held for Emily, including the numerous volunteers and donations. Kathy said the goal was to reach $20,000. That's reach $20,000. And that we far exceeded that amount. That's exactly what I said, and we donated it to the family. That's exactly what I said. And it's nobody's business but the family, what we raised. There are complete records. He actually is a cyber security expert. Everything is time-stamped, the money coming in, there's a complete record. And for accusations to be made, that was really, really not necessary, nor, I just feel that there is a public apology that is needed for this. The damage is done, the seed is planted. This is bad, this is really bad that this went out like this. It was, our goal was 20,000, we far exceeded that. That's exactly what I said.
Anyone else?
Mr. Myers, still not sure where I got thrown out of the February 11th meeting.
We're on agenda item.
This is agenda items.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is,
No, it's not.
because
Move on to something else.
no,
You can
Hold on.
address it at the end as public comments.
time out. Are you going to the, what's it say, February 25th approval minutes? Is that not part of the, agenda? Is that the agenda? The approval of the minutes?
Go ahead.
Okay. I will, thank you. The minutes for that meeting are wrong. Because what you said and what I said was incorrect. You understand? What you said that I said, that was all incorrect. So, as far as calling you guys bullies is not only true, it's my freedom of speech. You understand? That's in the Constitution.
It's also in the state law.
Emily, I'm speaking,
Go
please.
ahead.
Emily Zortich's tragic suicide was one of the worst events in township history. No one was visible from the township supervisors at the spaghetti dinner. Or not even a moment of silence at the next meeting. Why couldn't we do that for her? Any of you guys? No comment, Paul?
Board's here. I'm not.
None of you guys can comment why we can have a moment of silence for her? I don't, no respect, right? No respect.
I believe something should have been said, but honestly, I didn't think about it, but I know the family's been through enough, you know what I mean? And, but that is something we should have touched on.
Correct. Thank you. I commend Dave for being the other one to speak up there. And you attacked me for pointing it out. Isn't that bullying? Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, you attacked me, right?
No, I did not.
That's what you call bullying.
It was stated before the meeting started, how we were gonna
No.
conduct the meeting,
Hold on,
and we did.
Time out. I'm not done yet, Paul. I'm not done yet. Calm down.
Just remember, before you read any more, you do not attack us personally. You can make comments to the board of supervisors, but not personal attacks.
That's fine. Whatever. It's fine. I mean, you guys are up there, you're holding the chair, right? You're the one that threw me out, so you should be able to take it, correct? Okay. The spaghetti dinner, it was organized by the rec board. My wife, she helped out with also. But at the very next meeting, you guys decide to dissolve the rec board without any reasoning. Correct? Jimmy, correct?
What Paul said at the beginning, that's the reason why.
I don't understand what you said. I don't understand what you said. Or justification, now that's what you call bullying. And for me asking about Mark plowing private property with a township truck that I saw with my own two eyes, that is my right. That is my right to know, being a taxpayer in this township, correct?
Right?
No comment, just go ahead. And I talked to the owner, and he said, you did plow them out, and then you come back several times and ask if he had the cameras. Now, if you go back, you got a guilty conscience, correct? And furthermore, I never spoke out at the meeting I got thrown out of, correct? You said at the beginning, while you were eyeballing me and Mr. Bill Fowler, the whole time that you were saying any of that, just like you were just now. Whenever I was sitting back there, were you or were you not looking directly at me?
I was not. I'm looking at the complete, move on, Bill.
No.
Move on.
No, I wanna get this, because why do you,
Your time's up. That's it. Next.
they can't pick up.
Do we have any other comment?
Yes, that's 3 minutes.
I would just like to say, it would be very, very nice if everyone, when someone's up there speaking, if we had all eyes on the speaker. I don't know what you're doing, Mark, taking notes? Maybe you should look at the speaker. And Jimmy, you're looking all around. I mean, yes, it's raining outside. It doesn't, Julie take notes? Isn't she the secretary? Well, start looking at the people.
Kathy Gano, 226 Daysville Road. I have a question. I don't understand what you said you want to do with the rec board. Jimmy made the comment that he thought that we should hire.
I'll address that right now, Mr. Myers, if you don't mind. About paying somebody. A month ago, there was an agenda item to purchase a diesel truck and a gas truck. I was totally against the diesel truck. The other board members voted for it, so we got a diesel truck. I'm all in favor of hiring a person to coordinate the Parks and Rec department. I feel it's needed. I like to add activities. We do 4. I like to add a couple more. I started the recreation board. I was on it for 4.5 years. I did all the events. Myself and Jenna Vasco started the rec board. That's what I do for a living. So I like to see somebody that's a lot of time. And Kathy, I know with the time. And I know of the commitment. And if we add other activities, I think it'll be nice. If we would give somebody a stipend, a small stipend to do it. Then the township has a direct person to go to, and alleviate all the problems that we might have. I haven't presented it to the board at all. I have a job description already. And I can present it to them. If they don't agree to it, it doesn't happen. Just because I want it, doesn't mean anything. I think we need to do more with our parks. We need to do more pavilions. Yeah, they say build a pavilion up in the park. That's great. If you don't have water, and you don't have power, and bathroom, who's gonna rent it? Nobody. That's why I feel that we should have somebody come in, and it'll be a small stipend. It doesn't have to be a lot of money that we have, I don't know if you wanna say control, a better understanding that they would meet us monthly. And I did it, and it's a big time for me. And I did it for the kids, because I love it. It was a great opportunity, a great thing. When we did our first Christmas thing, everybody came to us, the greatest thing. Then tragically, Mrs. Vasco passed on. And then Mr. Wiltshire, daughter, Courtney, came in and took over. Did a wonderful job. And my wife and I helped as much as we could. I helped more than my wife because she travels. And I thought we did a great job. And Kathy came in and did a great job also. But I feel at this point in time, we're moving forward in the direction that I feel that I like to offer more for our kids. More activities. Something almost every month. But it's a time commitment. And I don't want to see a person get burned out by not getting compensated. And that's my reason why. And you can yell and scream at me and make fun of me and put me on Facebook, whatever you want to do. But I'm sticking to it. I want to do it. If the other board members don't want to do it, then I lose. 3-2. 4-1. I'm going to present it to them. If they don't like it, then it doesn't happen. So, sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to clear it up so everybody knows where I stand.
So you are still wanting someone, an outsider, to come in?
Well, it could be somebody right here. I have nothing against Kathy. If she wanted to do it, do it. We give her a stipend? I mean, anyway. I don't have a problem. I just think we're getting to a point where it should be to give them a stipend to do something. And I'd like to add something. The fishing tournament kind of went by the wayside. The kids love it. I'd like to bring that up. But that's a monetary thing too. We did it with range, and to be honest, we did it with range, and the board at that time thought it was, I don't know how to explain it, politically correct, over the top. It wasn't for our kids as much as for them. So that's when we reined it in. Myself and Joe Cole gave $250 each for the trout that year to have. Then there's been some change in ownership or some issues with the lakes, so that's why we haven't had it the last couple of years. But I enjoyed every moment of it. The kids, you see the kids come up and do it everything. It was awesome.
Where did you?
And my opinion is, we're not here just to fix roads. It's a total well-being of Somerset Township residents. That's why I went out, and you can say what you want about North Strabane, and call me North Strabane or whatever you wanna do, but if it wasn't for North Strabane's fire department, we'd have nobody in 84. And me going out to get them and have them come in, we wouldn't have them. And yes, I do work for North Strabane, so I steal ideas off of them. And I think what works for them could work for us. Now, they're 5 times bigger than us, so we're not gonna be able to do it. But little things we can do to help our residents out. So, thank you, sorry.
That's okay. Where did you hold the fishing tournament?
84 lakes.
That could be done easy, again.
And was there a change ownership?
A little bit.
That's why we didn't do it there.
Okay. I just wanna know from you, you have a wealth of help here. These people are so smart. That's why the spaghetti dinner went off without a hitch, and it was a big undertaking. I think that you should just hire the people that have applied for the job. Kathy, Scott, and God knows Jared got a mouth, and he can handle anything. And I would be willing to help also. We can go out and get things donated. It's not like you have to pay that much. I don't think the kids have had to pay very much for any of the things that you have gotten so far. The Easter egg hunt, or the Christmas thing, did you have to pay very much for that?
It's not, in my opinion, the amount of money, it's how it showed back through the rec board that the township records are kept. That's why I'm saying, let's do it as a volunteer and not through the rec board, because there's a whole lot of paperwork with the rec board that we as supervisors have assumed anyway.
But
So
if
I'm
you
not
want
saying
someone
to
good-
eliminate these activities. I want them to go forward, I've been involved with them.
If you wanted to go forward though, you would have to do it under the rec board. I think you would have to do it under the rec board, and you guys wouldn't have to be involved in it except to approve and disapprove.
And it's the same with the volunteers.
You're saying about how it changed. Do you think that the rec board has gone downhill? Let's say since Jenna died,
No,
or since Courtney quit?
no.
I wasn't involved when Courtney was here, so I cannot say.
Okay. All right, well, I would like for you to do that instead of hiring someone to come into our community who doesn't really know.
But in my opening statement, I never once mentioned hiring. I said a volunteer come forward as a coordinator.
I
And
understand that. I
I'm
was
after a
just-
whole volunteer
Right,
committee.
okay, that's good, because I think that would be good. And I was just trying to find out for you, since Jimmy had said that. So, looks like you're gonna be voting on. So, okay, thank you.
Can I make another statement, please? Scott Slagle, 53 Main Road. Part of the bylaws on the rec board states that there's a head of the rec board, like president, and then vice president, treasurer, everything like that. It's part of the bylaws of the rec board. I read them, they were provided to me, and Kathy was the interim the president of the rec board. So she, technically speaking, the coordinator of the rec board from the board of supervisors should be whoever is the internally voted rec board president, with or without the stipend. However, if I was to be elected as the president of the rec board and I was getting a stipend, I would direct all those funds into the activities that the rec board would work. Because I don't need it, I don't want it, and I was doing it out of the goodness of my heart because I felt my kids are all grown, my kids aren't involved. I was doing it out of the goodness of my heart, along with my wife, who she loves party planning. That's a personal gratification for her. So everything that is going on with this dissolve of the rec board, if we were involved in communication, a conversation, what's going on? We sat down because we thought we were going to be voted on the rec board and came up with a budget to prepare in December, after Christmas, or January. So we were preparing for this expecting to be put on the rec board, and then that very next meeting was the motion to dissolve. So I think, personally, if it was me, lean on the side of not paying, because it's volunteer. Volunteer just makes things better. When you pay somebody, I think it's demeaning the organization in a whole. Because now you have all these volunteers who are saying, I'm not getting paid, and why do they make all the decisions, right? As a board, it was odd people win, right? On an elected of what we're doing, how we're doing it. And we all sat down in a room, we hashed it out, we did it with the spaghetti dinner. This is what everybody's ideas were, and the majority won. And it works out for the best, every time. And that's how you operate, majority wins. If you wanna do something, and these three don't, you agree with him? If they don't agree, the majority don't win, you don't win. So I think we need to keep it the way it is and reevaluate things. And then whoever's the voted in president of the board of, the rec board is your direct contact. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Nice thing to do what Jim said? I mean, are we doing like a rebuttal type thing?
Go ahead, Jim.
So basically, this is coming down to miscommunication. Miscommunication. You didn't communicate that night what you wanted to do, Jim.
We have to dissolve the board first. I cannot do that.
But you didn't communicate to us what you were gonna do. When you put that agenda.
How can I do it without the board approving?
Well,
Approve
what you do is you make an agenda line item and we discuss it.
I cannot make it until, even
You're
now,
supposed to
I can't-
advertise it.
I can't do anything until the board dissolves it, that's the way we want it done. And I can't change the law.
We had it on the, what I'm trying to say is we had it on that agenda that night that we were gonna appoint rec board members. You guys were gonna appoint rec board members and you came up with the idea that you were gonna dissolve it. You should have did that speech that night.
And the other 4 members, they agreed to it. I mean, I made a motion.
It wasn't a majority.
No, I just said that 3 of them voted.
Now-
4, sorry.
Okay.
That's the same thing. Just
Don't raise your voice with me, buddy.
Okay, we're gonna understand, we're working through it. But
Here, like I said.
Going back to
this is just the way-
communication.
I mean, you could, I'm like this with the truck, I'm still against it. No matter, I mean, I'm not being mean, no matter what you say, I've done this all my whole life. I have an understanding how these boards work and everything. In my opinion, my professional opinion, is a person that is paid, they'll be here. If we need them during the day to come in, they'll be here. If we need them after hours, whatever. I understand you're all volunteers, that's awesome. When does it get up to a point where it's too much? Then I don't wanna do it. Say we have big activities, can you do all those activities? It's gonna get to a point where you can't physically do it. And I'm not being in here, I like you, I'm just stating my experience that I have had with this. That could happen, and I don't wanna see that happen. Then we change all the time. We have a direct contact person, they can do it. But I'm talking to myself because I don't know what the other board members are gonna.
But this is good because we're communicating.
Right, but I don't know what the other board members would say, so.
Right, but I would have loved if we could have communicated, if you guys would have had an executive session with the current members of that board expressing that. You guys are allowed to do that. That should have been something we could have been brought up. Hey, this is getting a little bit bigger. Because here's the deal, when everybody keeps saying spaghetti benefit, you gotta understand, we didn't do that as a rec board, we did that as friends.
Yes.
Please do not lump us in with what we did for that benefit. It has anything to do with the recreation board, we did that as friends. But we have to communicate, you gotta understand where we're coming from, why we're all worked up, because all of a sudden, you guys, you're done. You don't get no say in it, and you just go one down the line and vote.
And I think I told you after a meeting that I have a plan in place.
You should have a speech that night, you should have a speech that night.
I think as supervisors out here, it's so important for us to listen to these people out here But they have their ideas, and like I said, they've been doing it good for a long time. And, you know, I don't agree with you guys, and you're not gonna agree with me, but I think it's so important just to listen to them. And then make a decision, we should never jump to anything. I mean, it's just a shame where we got right now. And I mean, these guys, my daughter did it because she wanted to do it, and I feel the same way Scott said, if you pay me $500 or whatever you're gonna do, it's not fair to the other four, and them four's gonna say, hey, why is he getting it and I'm not? I mean, that's a common sense issue to me. I just don't understand why you wanna pay. But there's one thing I wanna say that I wanted to say before and I forgot. But for whenever I was delivering stuff down to the fire hall for the family, well, I don't believe, Jackie de Blasio got any recognition down there, and her and Stephanie Gray was both nice. I didn't feel I needed to be down there. We bought tickets and did everything. I didn't need to be there. That we fulfilled our duty, you know, for the family and everything, spending money and taking things, you know, down there. So, you know, that's the way I felt about it, so.
We couldn't have done it without Jack here.
That's what I'm saying, but I don't think, I remembered I wanted to say something earlier and I didn't.
We couldn't have done it without.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
the
It takes everybody to work together, you know what I'm saying?
But it also takes special people.
Right.
To corral them, and I tell you that honestly, yeah, we're special. I don't know.
Yeah.
We didn't agree, but what do we do? We voted. All this time, we voted and we figured it out. And, I'm just saying, when you lose us, you lose us.
But I say, look, no matter what we do up here as a group, I mean, it's so important to listen to the people,
Right.
no matter what we do.
But,
You know, it's like,
but to come up with this thing you said in the beginning, oh, we're gonna do more with the parks and add, I lived up there next to that park my whole life. We've never talked about water, even though it's right there. So what are you blaming on the rec board for? If anything, I'd help you figure it out, because I came up with ideas when I was campaigning on how to figure it out.
That was not a blaming the rec board. I said that was some of their responsibilities to do.
Right.
I didn't blame it on them.
Executive session, we could have met, we could have talked to that. We could have met, I couldn't meet because I wasn't part of it, I wasn't appointed, but you could have met with Kathy and said.
Anyone else? If not, we'll move on to the agenda.
Yeah, I just had a couple quick items on the agenda. Bill Pollock Road. First question was the approval of the minutes. I brought up the water project, the $1.7 million water project that you filed for grants on. I still can't get a copy. There's copies in the office of what that project is, so everyone can review it and understand it. And this doesn't get in the minutes. And I didn't see the minutes for the February 25 minute meeting. Were those available? Okay, well these comments are made just to get the answers. Don't want to be back here asking the same question. I've been asking this question for a year and a half. It's the biggest project we've ever undertaken. It's what, $1.7 million, $1.8 million. And there's a grant that's been filed months and months ago. We can't even get a copy of it. That needs to be done. A couple other quick items. The asphalt paving project, there's 1,300 tons of base and a top coat. It's just for asphalt. Are we planning on doing a paving project ourselves? This was in the bid you're opening tonight. There was, I believe, 500 and 800 tons of asphalt fine and a course of materials.
That is for our repair projects, that is not a paving job.
Okay.
When it comes up for a paving job, that'll be a separate bid.
Okay. The mowing and trimming was in the middle of the bid. It required a 10% bid bond with it. It was buried in the middle of a long advertisement. There's no way people that do mowing and trimming are gonna respond to paying a 10% bond or even see it. So I think we need to look at that, bring it out, and make sure you get a real good look at who's interested and what the pricing is on that. And there's no financials on the agenda tonight. You're not planning to provide financial information tonight?
Julie, do you have that put together?
I have what you have in your book.
We haven't had it.
It's not an agenda item, that's why I'm asking. I'll just make that point, that obviously the expenditures and the revenues since the last meeting and then the summary of the budget, of course, is part of it.
And basically, it comes back to what I've said before, is Julie and I are working on a new set of financials that hopefully we can have it finished up for next meeting, to where we can show quarterly what expenditures have been compared to the budget.
books, that's all in the software, and you should be able to do it monthly, which is the way we should do it. And the meeting on the middle of the month, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, well, it's usually about the third week, people can't come to that meeting. At 2 o'clock, people, except for retirees like ourselves, and we weren't having those. Again, for participation and knowledge of the residents, it's much better when we can have it all in one in the evening. Thank you.
We skipped number 4, approval of agenda.
Which one?
Number 4.
Yeah.
We make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it. Roll call.
Myers.
Hey, one more thing, guys, we have a petition, can I get it presented to you guys? There was a miscommunication, we did have a petition around the, we did circulate a petition, and I have a copy of it. Did you just want a copy of it?
How many signatures?
150. Well, 150 to keep it, and I didn't see anybody here tonight that was opposed to it. Maybe one person was kind of opposed.
Moore.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Woltrop.
Yes.
Foster.
Yes.
Okay, that was for item 4.
Thank you, Bill. And I did miss a correspondence. We received a letter from Governor Shapiro that he has approved our emergency management coordinator for the township, which is Mr. Shortano, and that is now approved, so he's officially the coordinator now for the township. Next item is approved minutes of February 25th.
Make the motion to approve the minutes from February 25th, 2026.
Second.
Roll call.
Foster.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Woltrop.
Yes.
Next is to approve the March of 2026 paid bills. I need a motion. Unpaid bills, I'm sorry.
We don't know what the paid bills are.
Beg pardon?
We don't know what the paid bills are. There's nothing on the town, on
Bill
the
list.
wall.
The paid bills are basically, as I stated last meeting, are your electric bills and things that cannot wait for this meeting. That they have to be, they're utility type bills. That's the unpaid.
Make the motion for the approval of the payment of March 2026 unpaid bills.
Second,
I'll second.
roll call.
Woltrop.
Yes.
Foster.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Next is the approval of payment of March 2026 of, bills to be paid.
Mr. Myers, did we go to purchase order on these bills? On paid bills?
Dave, do we have that? He's asking if the purchase orders would apply to those.
Well, that would be Julie's when she takes care of all the building for whatever work turns in. I never see that. I just know, they just call and tell me what they are and I know the amount. So.
So we didn't have anything to verify that what you approved is what she's ready to check.
Well, you say, for me to approve, I never see a financial document to say what it is. So, nothing, for me to see it, there's nothing printed. I don't have anything. I just have, what you have here, unpaid bills, and that's for me to decipher what Mark can call. Mark calls me all the time about what it is. Or what he's doing, but I don't know what the amount is.
Jim, is that what you?
Yeah, I just don't understand.
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy. When Mark calls me and he says, hey, I have to go get, green paint. And so I'm like, okay, he tells me where he's gonna go get a case of it. And So that's all, I just mark it on my phone the day he calls me, I have that, that's the only ledger I have, I don't know the amount. He goes to the auto parts, I have no amount on that.
Does it go?
Julie, whenever she went to, Staples or whatever it is, I never see none of that, what that is.
So does it go to you, Mark? Does it go to Julie?
If I have to buy something with a credit card, my receipt goes in the folder and they go to Julie.
Okay, so you call Dave and say, I need green paint, you purchase it. Where does it go in that?
It ends up in the folder and Julie, it depends if it's,
Everything goes to Julie if you wanna know, let's get the paper on it.
I understand that.
I never
We
see
have-
it.
We have no, when they call you, we don't have that time, we have no idea what the price is.
Right, yeah, exactly. Zeke tells me he's en route to go get it, that's what, I have no idea.
Have you ever asked?
If I ever asked, he's never been there yet, so how would I, if I ask?
You can call whenever later.
Well,
He owns it.
I guess I can do that, you want me to do that?
Yeah,
I can do that
that'd
pretty
be a
soon.
smart idea.
My only question is, have you looked to see that he's saying he's going to Galloway, that you're seeing on the slip, payment to Galloway?
I would see I would see it on my phone, I can match them up, like, I can see what you're saying there. If I can match them up like Visa, the supplies, I don't know if that's.
I think that's what Jim is asking
Alright.
for, so if you can do that before next meeting.
All right, I'll get it, I'll break it, I'll get it with her, and then we'll break it down.
Just so we have it, so we have the
Alright.
vendor, the payment.
And Mark, you'll have to call me what you have, whenever you get the final, and let me know, then I cross-reference it.
Even if we don't have that, as long as we have, that, yes, you knew he
I
was
knew
doing
about it,
this,
right.
and verify with the lawyer.
Yeah.
We have a motion on that, please.
No, not yet, number
I make a motion for approval of payment of March 2026 paid bills.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Foxter.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Voltrop.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Under other business, and we brought it up in the beginning, that we set up a committee for tracking our workman's comp reviews and to be able to get a reduction by complying with that. So I'm asking for a motion to set that up.
I'll make a motion to set that committee up.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Myers.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Foxter.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Voltrop.
Yes.
Mr. Myers is 5% off yearly. If you do,
That's after the first year we do
you
this,
have to
is
do
that
it for
correct?
1 year, and you get 5% off everything.
Now, do we have to, we're gonna have to do safety talks and stuff like that?
Once a month, you meet, some will have 5 members on the committee. Could be, one has to be a supervisor, one has to be someone in charge of employees, the others could be a resident or whatever. You meet once a month to discuss any issues, any problems. It's good, they take walks through the building, through your machinery, like what can you do, what can you gonna do, and report back to employees. And if there's anybody hurt at the job, we're gonna report, even if they slip and fall, and they see a blind mark, we still write it down, you see it. The state reimburses 5%.
Okay, we'll move on to old business, the MS4 reporting. We did receive some correspondence from KLH on that. And it's up to you. I have not had a chance to totally review that.
I make a motion to approve it, probably test does it every year, I make a motion.
Wait, Jim, this is on that MS4.
I probably did it over, he does it every year.
Yeah.
Excuse me, what is the MS4, please?
It is a mapping system, for us to map out where water lines are, where storm sewers are, and anything. It's actually wide open to us what we want that to include. It'll be kept on a computer. So if Mark gets in a road occupancy permit, he can pull it right up on the computer and see what, utilities are already there. I'll make a motion that we table that until we get further review.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Foxton,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Kearns,
Yes.
Wolcott.
Yes.
Next is on our pavilion grant that hasn't been switched to, buy playground equipment for our grant money, so that we don't lose the grant money, which has to be completed by July. And I think we have a quote that come in through CoStars for a playground area, with slides and stuff. It's called the Prime Time 512 Game Time Playground. And that would be installed with the exception that we would have to provide the level spot for it. And the mulch that goes around it, we would have to install it, but they're providing it. And that did come in with CoStars right at our grant limit of $35,000.
I guess, could I make a comment on that? Was there other competition for the bid, or was it just, that company is the only one?
We went through CoStars for that, which does not require us to do that. It's a state agency that basically pre-bids for us.
Common sense says, and I'm new to this, but common sense says get 2 or 3 bids and then go from there. On any kind of park issue,
Yeah.
especially the playground. What if it could be bought for $25,000?
We're kind of committed, because of time restraints for as far as bidding it. That's why we went with CoStars, which is through a state bidding process.
Well, when's the projected date for the completion?
It must be completed before July 1st.
I mean, yeah, you're up against it there, but
I mean,
is it
we're
worth the
into,
shots trying to get it cheaper?
we're almost into a
Yeah.
month of bidding time.
Yeah. But is it possible? It's
That's
like
up,
run it like a small business.
that's up to the board, you know. This quote is here, that's why I presented it on the agenda.
I will say, let me say, I will say, I checked personally, prices on that, that stuff is outrageous. And with that CoStars, it's like buying a fleet, you know, they get you the best price they can. And then it's like, they buy in bulk, so that's how, you know, they do that, you know. But, I've talked to other townships, and I mean, believe me, that stuff is expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine. It
Yeah.
seems like every 10 years or 5 years, Charleroi ends up replacing their parks because, well, I don't know why, to be honest with you. Every 5 years, that park gets leveled and new stuff goes up, so is it cheaper to go cheap, or is it better to go more? I don't know, this was just a suggestion. I didn't plan on taking actually, so, but just my knowledge there would be, you know, the grant's there, yes, but, so then why wasn't it, explored earlier to see where it could have went?
When I first come on the board, that was projected to be a pavilion at Somerset Park. And because we didn't have a complete plan of how to develop that park, we asked for permission to move it to playground equipment and install it in an area in the junction field.
Yeah, because the parks are nice, but they're very underutilized. So, yeah, that's just a comment.
Just to say, you know, like,
I mean, Dave suggested we have some pictures up here if somebody wants to.
if you wanna, if we could pass them around, if we wanna, you know, I mean, just look at them.
Well, I mean, do you think that's $35,000 worth of equipment?
I have no idea, I mean, believe me, it's like, but what I've looked at, you can Google it, I mean, the prices are nice. Just pass them around.
Well, sometimes it's a little bit fancy too, like.
Right, yeah, I understand.
You can go back to the simple stuff that we had as a kid at the
Yeah.
park, and we still used it. We didn't need plastic slides and went around in circles. Are they really?
The first thing I asked their council about this playground stuff, they said you're gonna, your mind's gonna be blown by how expensive this is.
And it's all above ground, they like put this.
Well, that's why insurance in it too also, you know what I mean?
They put
That's
those
something you gotta look
plastic
at.
barriers, and then it's, you gotta step up into it, kids are out of it, maybe keep things at ground level.
Yeah, well, that's our job, you know what I mean? We'll be the one putting the cushion down, you know what I mean? So,
That is the plan, is that there will be an excavation deep enough to where it will be ground level, or,
Yeah.
yeah.
it really be about safety, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
What's the board's wish?
I mean, is that 35,000?
All right, that's what the game means.
I'd like to make a motion to approve that.
That would be injunction court,
Like,
correct?
Yes.
That's being installed injunction court. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Mark made the motion.
Bring it up some order.
Is there any part of that equipment that is handicap
I
accessible?
can't hear you, I'm sorry.
She asked if there was any part of that equipment that is handicap accessible.
I don't know if the
Yeah,
excavation.
there's one on one side that's handicap accessible.
The surface, though, that goes.
We have a motion on the floor, do we have a second?
Well, that's what the
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Myers,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Kearns, Wolchow,
Yes.
Foxton.
Next is the, mining company notice. I believe Mr. Shirkatano is still working on that. I do not have any details on it at this point. Item D, ordinance 1/2026, to dissolve the Somerset Township Recreation Board.
I'll make the motion to dissolve the recreation board.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Wolchow,
No,
Myers,
Yes.
Foxton.
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes. Next is the, Mr. Lambert gave us some, copies of other townships for the AI Center, Data Center draft ordinances. And I'm asking for permission to get him to draft one specifically for our township. And I will make that a motion.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Wolchow.
Yes.
Foxton.
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Okay, next is our outfit for our, Ford 600 truck that we got. We've got 3 quotes in through CoStarz. There is actually 2 from Stevenson Equipment. The first one is with, and this is for the bed and the hydraulic, you know, and the snow plow stuff. And that is with the give me 1 second. This is with the Super City body. And that is for $61,500. The second one is with Stevenson, and it is with the J&J body, which has a lead time, make sure I tell you the right, 14 to 16 weeks, I believe. And the last one is from Zerco. I'm sorry, the last one with Super City, I mean with J&J, I'm sorry, was for $62,000. Zerco is, $45,753, and it is basically a generic watt, bed. It's got a lot lighter specs to it. That's basically the reason why it's cheaper.
I'd like to make the motion to accept the SEI and the Super City upfit quote for $61,500.
second?
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Myers,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Foxter,
Yes.
Goldtrap,
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Next item is our bids. The first item is for our asphalt. We've received 3 bids for that. The apparent low bidder is Tresco, at $62 and $54 on each material. The second bidder then would be Golden Eagle at 68 and 62. Third bidder is Northeast, which is 74 and 65. Northeast is down here at the bottom of the hill, very close to plant. Golden Eagle's at 84. Tresco is in Scottsdale. Roscoe, Scottsdale, down along the river. And checking with our solicitor, we are able, don't correct me, to take our most reasonable bid, which takes into consideration the mileage and the time for our men to go clear down there for material. So I'm gonna suggest that taking that in consideration, that we award the bid to, Golden Eagle Construction with a backup of Northeast when Golden Eagle is not, Golden Eagle be the primary, Northeast be the secondary, if Golden Eagle is backed up to where our men are just gonna go over and sit for hours. I'm gonna make that motion.
You made it, Paul? You made a motion?
Yes.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Wiltrout,
Yes.
Foxter,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
I'm not, the next would be our stone bids. And I'm not gonna go into reading them all, but our, apparent low bidder on it is with Cold Spring Supply for number 1 stone, which is the, for us older ones, that's actually number 4s, as we used to know it, at $27.25 a ton. 57s at $27.50, and 2A at $25. Have a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept Cool Springs.
I second
Roll call?
Wiltrout,
Yes.
Moore,
it. Yes.
Kearns,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Foxter.
Yes.
Our corrugated pipe, we did not receive any bids on our corrugated pipe. And as such, I would make a motion that we get price quotes on that pipe so that we can have pipe to use. That is a motion, do I have a second?
I second it.
Roll call?
Foxter,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Kearns,
Yes.
Wiltrout.
Yes.
Next is our diesel fuel, and our local company here in the township has a, $3.9251. $3.9251, and that is on an escalator clause that hopefully is gonna go down, that it could go up. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to accept Augustine's as our fuel supplier.
Second?
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Moore,
Yes.
Kearns,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Wiltrout,
Yes.
Foxter.
Yes.
Our next is our anti-skid material. A&S Landscaping is at $29 a ton plus $50 for delivery.
Make a motion to accept A&S as our anti-skid, delivery.
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Foxter,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Kearns,
Yes.
Wiltrout.
Yes.
Next item is for our mowing and trimming. around our township building here, the cemetery, the park, and Junction. And those prices are, for the township building, and these are prices are per trip at our direction. Township building at $470 a trip, cemetery $390, Somerset Park $320, and Junction Park at $480.
How many bids did you get, Paul?
One,
I think we need to get more.
Which is,
big pardon?
the way it was put, obviously in the middle of the paving.
No, there were several bids picked up, that's the only one that was returned.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's the way it is today. I mean, basically, I think part of the problem is whoever does it has to have workman's comp. And that's where a drawback is, if we can't afford not to have it with
They
workman's
have to
comp.
put a 10% deposit down.
There's a 10% bid bond, yes.
Which is highly unusual for mowing, lawn mowing.
It's what we require.
You got one bid. That's my point.
Well, maybe that's because no one else is professional to bid it. Or maybe they are and they don't want it.
It's buried in the middle of a paving project in the
Why do we
Observer.
need somebody to mow? We have all our guys.
Believe me, with this here, we're saving money. Yeah, you said, seriously, I mean, it'd be different than us going out mowing, but you got somebody else to come mow.
But what are they gonna do then? What are the
Well,
workers?
that's,
They're going out working on the
they'll be
roads
out working
instead of mowing grass.
Yeah, instead of mowing grass.
I mean, if you could
We
take
have a
other
motion.
bids.
That's their own equipment, or, you know what I mean, that's their own deal.
I make a motion to accept those bids, Paul.
For all,
Yes, all four, yes.
second,
I'll second it.
roll call.
Moore,
Yes.
Kearns,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Goldtrap,
Yes.
Foxter,
Yes.
Did you say who the bid was from?
Beg pardon?
Did you say who that bid was from?
Ground control on trail.
Ground control.
Thank you.
Next is for, dirt and gravel long volume grant workshop on April 30th. And is if we would like someone to go to that, or two. I'd like to see, Mike Lukich go to that and one supervisor.
I'm gonna be wrong.
I'm good with that.
Is that a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Goldtrap,
Yes.
Foxter,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Kearns,
Yes.
Next is to hire a part-time office assistant. We did hold interviews, and we need a motion.
I'll make that motion, Paul. For, what's the first name?
Sure.
Table control.
Yeah. I second. Roll call?
Goldtrap,
Yes.
Foxter,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Kearns,
Yes.
Item D would be to set the, salary. We did set part-time salary at 24, but our policy does call for a 90-day, probation period. And so it's been suggested that we set that at 20 for 90 days and then increase if everything is satisfactory. So I need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Goldtrap,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Foxter,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Kearns,
Yes.
part-time labor, and we've had several applicants for it. And I believe we have the, most qualified for that, and he comes with a lot of experience, would be with Christopher Fisher. And I'll make that motion that we hire him as a part-time laborer.
Second.
Roll call.
Wiltshire.
Yes.
Loftus.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Kearns.
Abstain, not give you the paperwork.
What was that?
I abstained, I filled out the paperwork, Julie.
For him to abstain, it requires a notice with paperwork filed in the office that there is a conflict of interest, and he's done that in order to abstain from that vote. Next will be the hourly rate, and that would be the same by the policy as we did with the part-time office, and I need that motion.
I'll make that motion.
I second. Isn't it?
Loftus.
According to the policy that we passed in May. We'll follow that.
Loftus.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Wiltshire.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Next is the reports, the municipal consulting service, for our building permits and zoning is on file. Animal control is on file. And finally, it'll be any non-agenda item, for public comment.
I'll do non-agenda, or unless Kathy's going.
Can I address them? I'll come back to you guys, but I will address the residents. This past Monday, March the 9th, was the last distribution for the 84 Community Food Pantry. We were not asked to.
Kathy, you
No.
would turn somewhat sideways, I can't hear you.
We were not asked to leave. I wanna make that perfectly clear, they did not ask us to leave. But I wanna thank the residents, the taxpayers, for allowing us to do this community service for our community. And be proud that we've served over 500,000 pounds of food. This has not been easy doing this pantry. We have endured a lot of obstacles along the way. And some of you know some of the obstacles. I've spoken to the meeting with different things that have come up. And, you know, it stems from planning a birthday party on Sunday night before distribution on Monday, and the birthday party doesn't end till 5. So we have to come in after 5 to set up for the pantry for Monday morning. And it goes all the way through to them accusing me of carrying a petition through the township to get 5 supervisors on. And that was a lie. I did not carry a petition throughout the township. It was my family that signed the petition. This escalated even into this Monday, when Monday we have done the pantry every 2 weeks, every second Monday of the month. Half in the morning, distribution 5 to 7. At 2 o'clock on Friday, Paul texted me and said, there's a meeting on Monday at 6 p.m., right in the middle, the heart of the distribution from 5 to 7. I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. After the election, Bill Pollock was fired. Roger Rainey was fired. Greg Sprague was fired. They were all replaced with family, friends, or neighbors. Then the rec board gets disbanded. And Joe Cole, who got voted out at the last election, but only by 13 votes, is being humiliated, cutting grass. I'm sure you've all seen it. Cutting grass all the way from January through February, cutting the sides of the roads. He's being humiliated because they want him out. So I just knew the pantry's time was coming. The writing was on the wall. So in January, I actively started looking for another location. We wanted to grow the pantry. Any of you that knows about the pantry, it's always been a drive-up distribution. This was a perfect location for a drive-up distribution. But we have suffered blistering heat, torrential downpours, bitter cold, high winds. It's very difficult. So we wanted to find a new location with a walk-through distribution. It eliminates me having to get 300 to 600 boxes a month to be packed. It eliminates me needing 3 sets of volunteers, Friday night, Monday morning, Monday evening. It gives them a chance to see, do I like this food, do I not like this food? If they don't like the food, they don't have to take it. And that saves ultimately funds that I can buy more foods the next month. I found a location, I was so excited, I found the perfect location. It was on the agenda to be approved, and one of their council members called one of our board members, and our board member said that there were a lot of issues with the pantry. This was, no issues were ever discussed with me or Bob. No issues were ever brought up that there was with the pantry. So we were shocked to hear that there were issues. When I questioned them what the issues were, they couldn't disclose that. I think the adult thing to do would have been to come to me if you had pantry issues. Come to me. I can no longer endure the bullying or the disrespect from this township. I chose to close this pantry on my own. Everything is out of the room. I took it all out. Everything is out of this building. It's clean. I would want you all to go look at it to make sure there's no damage. It's all clean, ready to go. The only thing I'm asking is, and we also on Monday night, we had an HVAC guy show up. He went through, he did what he had to do with the Freon, with the walk-in cooler. It's been disconnected from the electricity. It's not costing another penny. It's just sitting out there. And I'm asking you to please give me up to 90 days to get that cooler out of there. I am seeking another location, but at this point, I do not have a location. There will not be a pantry in April. I'm hoping to find a location. If anybody has any ideas, please let me know. But words matter, and kindness, like feeding the people, kindness saves lives. I got something to show you. This is the disrespect that I've gotten from this township. This is part of my equipment. I have insulated blankets that are used to cover up my cold products when we're outside. They used it as a paint drop cloth. That's the disrespect that this pantry has received. I thank you for housing us for as long as you have. Please let me have the time to get the cooler out. There's the keys.
Aren't you guys ashamed of yourselves?
Kathy, there's one thing that I'll address. Yes, I sent you the, email or text about the board meeting Monday night. The board meeting is a zoning board. We do not control the zoning board. They set their own meetings. I was trying to give you a courtesy to know that they have set a meeting. It's out of the supervisor's control.
It's not the
And
first time.
I'm sorry.
You know, okay,
5,
but
6 years.
somebody knew, and this is not the first time this has happened.
6 years.
Julie knew that she was off on Monday because she gets the day off every pantry day. So she knew it was her day off. Did she forget that there was a meeting to let me know? I mean, at 2 o'clock on Friday, I can't cancel that truck. I can't cancel what's about to happen.
What I'm saying is it's an independent board which we can't control. They set their own meetings.
Okay, but when they call up and say, hey, this is when we're gonna have it, couldn't somebody have said? And I would like to know who's the supervisor that spoke to the council member? That
Sabotaged.
Yes, that sabotaged our move, because they will not take us.
Between that and some disclosure with the, spaghetti dinner and the missing funds have sabotaged a perfect location for us. How does it happen?
Anyone want to go?
Talk about me, if you wanted rid of us, why would you even say anything that would prevent us from going somewhere?
Yeah.
The church
You didn't hurt,
questions
you
us
did
now.
not hurt us.
Spending those
Bob,
questions us.
Bob retires in 35 days. You did not hurt us. You hurt the people that we are feeding. We're about to go into the summer. And we were going to grow, we were gonna do the summer kid feeding program. We had so many plans on this move, and we were doing it on our own.
There's too many things happening behind your back, Paul.
Who wants
wants to raise their hand that it was them?
I'd like to
No,
know.
no one's gonna admit to it. The guy at Bentleyville wouldn't say it,
Would anyone
you
else
know,
like to
so,
know?
again,
If you had a problem with us, you should have come to us.
and
I mean, this is what we call bullying. And you know what, I'm
I'm
over
with
the
you.
bullying, I'm over the
and there will be,
bullying.
my wife and me will not be part of any rec board. We gave enough time and our own money to make these events happen along with everyone else. And I don't usually say anything, but, you know, I've had it. My wife don't deserve it. We put our hearts into this pantry and the rec board, all of our own money, and we even gave money back for those events that were in the budget. I'm done. We're leaving.
Anybody else?
So, bye.
Well, I feel bad for you, Bob and Kathy, I know how hard you guys work.
You have-
And everybody else, I mean,
You should have the other one to support us, the joke is,
but I'm telling you, I've said this, it's been coming a long time. I don't know how you hung in there this long, honestly, because we know the bull BS that's been going on.
not once,
And it's like,
it's the
I
township
mean, it's
website ever
It's
acknowledged.
disgusting, but I feel bad, that's,
Anyway.
you never hear people out of him.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
That's why I was.
but it's a shame. I mean, it's a shame this happened, you know?
I shut my
That's
mouth.
what you were
Very
pledged to
hold
do.
on.
We were
Go
gonna
ahead,
work
Mike.
together.
Jared has one more.
I'm gonna, just a couple minutes. That's how it goes, that's why we talk, and discuss, and we have these meetings. We voted on it, that's how it goes. I didn't agree with it, but that's how it is. I just wanna take a moment to thank all the past members and current members of the, Recreation Board. I was never on it, I wanted to be on it, but it didn't work out, but thank you guys for, everything you did. Thank you. Thank you guys, that was a really good thing. But it's over and done with, that's how it goes, that's politics. That being said, this one here, and I think Kathy's gonna work out for her, because whoever started that line, they should take it for face value, because nobody's coming out saying that you are gonna land in a good place, because you have a good heart and everybody knows it, so you will land safe, I know you will, somebody will pick up that. It's a complete turnkey, and I was here Monday, the first time I seen it, they have it like clockwork, how they do it, and they feed a lot of people. And you know, and everybody that comes to appreciate it. It was a good thing. I wish some of you guys could have came and seen it. It was the first time I ever seen it. And I'll tell you what, it opened my eyes. The next thing, this is great. This is great. But, you know, these kids are playing. Now this is gonna go up in Junction, right?
That's correct.
And this ain't to scale, but if you look on this picture right here on that wood line, this is kind of like our Junction setup, right? How there's the wood line right there. It's not to scale, but it's kind of close, right? Now you guys know what happens up in Junction in that wood line, right? Because I've complained about it, right? You guys all know. So we're gonna spend $35,000 and put our community at risk, and you guys haven't done anything about that shooting up there. Nothing. So, let's talk about it. We're all talking tonight, this is good. We're all talking, we're hashing it out. Do you guys wanna talk about what we have plans for this? Or are we just gonna put 35 grand up and let our kids deal with people shooting at them? And I know you all know about it.
Yes, that's very sad.
So what is our move to get the shooting taken care of? I propose that we follow what the state already does, the game commission. You're not allowed to shoot within 150 yards of the park. That wasn't good enough. What is better than that? The state game commission, you're not allowed to hunt up there, but you're allowed to shoot. I know it ain't to scale, but I want you people to come to Junction and look where they're gonna put this and look where they're up there shooting.
Jared, what about how they harassed you because your name was put out there?
Well, that's why nobody wants to talk at these things, because what I went through, these clowns ain't here tonight. So let's talk about it. They ain't here, so let's talk about it as people from Somerset Township, because the people from Bentleyville and Ellsworth that were up there shooting, they ain't here tonight. So we're gonna talk about our Somerset Township residents, you guys have anything to say? Because let me tell you what they did to me, they called DEP, they called sewage, DEP came down there 3 times, they want me to take sewage samples, water samples, everything. I've been through hell these past since I brought it up to you, you guys weren't even alive.
What about the day your uncle died? What did they do?
Hey, they're not here, those clowns ain't here, they don't live in the township, you guys can take care of the people in the township, you gonna say anything? Or, we're gonna put this nice park up, and people still shooting. Any of you gonna say anything?
Jared, as I've told you before, that I'm working on it, I'm trying to get several ordinances together to combine. Hopefully, in the very near future, next month will be great.
So you are working on it?
I am definitely working on it.
Okay, because for the longest time, I was the voice up there standing at this podium,
I
and
promise
was the
you
only
I
one
will
talking
work.
about it.
And I have been.
I thank you for acknowledging it. Are you other for? Do you understand how bad this is, what they're doing? It doesn't affect you if you don't live next to that park. It affects you if you're at that park using it. Semi-automatic guns. And this is what we want next to it? Is this what we want next to it? I don't know.
Play the tape.
Everybody's heard me play it. I'm a broken record up here.
Can we move that
Any
park
other
to the,
comments?
can we move that park to,
Yeah.
Somerset Park?
Instead of stopping people from shooting,
Well, I'm just compromising a little bit at the moment.
we have water and sewage at Junction Park. Why are we giving up for 5 or 10, 15 people? Why are we giving up what we think?
Let's go back to work.
Okay, back to work. I'm sorry. I get emotional, Paul.
Yeah, we've been asking for over a year and a half for microphone PA system. Still nothing being done. People
Yes,
are
sir.
hard of hearing.
There is. We've had people come in and look at it, and
Cause I haven't heard a follow.
I have not seen a quote yet come back, but yes, we're working on it.
Okay, and the second thing, in my opinion, I support the rec committee. They voice their opinion, like Dave said, you listen to the people. Evidently, you have your own voice, vote, and you made it, we see it.
Anyone else?
Can I have them up to 90 days to get that cooler out, please? But I don't think it's gonna take that long, but can I please have, it's disconnected, it's not costing anything, it's just sitting there.
I don't see why not, it hasn't been in the way, so I mean.
You wanna make
Well,
a
do we
motion?
need to do a
I'm gonna
motion
make a
though?
motion for her, you know, how many days she needs, I mean, you know, she's been a godsend for this country.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second
Roll call.
Voltrop,
Yes.
Foxton,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
Thank you.
No other comments, and I move that the meeting be adjourned.
I have a comment. Why are we mowing in January and February? Breaking the sides of the roads up.
Moore,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Foxton,
Yes.
Voltrop.